You got it, man.
That loop button. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everybody in between, and welcome to another episode of Fight Night. Will?
Round one. Fight.
I'm Josie. You all know my best friend, Mr. William H.D. Morgan, if you will, baby.
If you will, this girl right here with Friday night, baby. What's going on? You know you want to go ahead and get on in. We'll have a hell of a time. We got Phil, we got Joseph. Let's go.
Well, as Mr. Morgan decided to do the rest of the introductions for me, I was going to do Stacks last because he's a bastard.
Hold up now.
He's a bastard because he was at AEW last night. He a bastard.
Man, because you wasn't there. That's all.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
It's not Stack's fault.
The opportunity.
I'll be nice. He ain't got no tune to send you the way he is. He ain't like that. Come on.
Yeah, man. He's still a bastard. You bastard. You bastard.
I'm happy for you, son. I'm happy.
I'm happy you win.
Kill, you were in the chat shitting on him with me.
You were.
Don't be a turncoat. Don't be a turncoat.
I'm behaving myself. I've been told I'm an asshole, so I'm behaving myself.
All right, so we got a lot to talk about tonight. There's a little topic, just a small topic before we dive into Fastlane and everything going on WWE. We're also going to talk the AEW NXT battle that happened last night. One thing I did want to bring up that Mr. Killlist just dropped in our chat. Mr. Ric Flair says he's got one match left in him. That man needs to stay as far away from a wrestling ring as humanly possible.
Better bring the ambulance.
He's serious, by the way. He wants to wrestle again.
I don't understand why. I really just don't understand why.
Old boy, in check.
I mean, I think that's it, Stacks. I think you have it right on the money. He's paying alimony to 5 wives.
Ooh, Jesus. That's 5 Oscars, Will.
Morgan, Will, my question, Will, for you is, because you have been a fan of Rick since the territory days, is this hurting his legacy?
Yes. At some point, you have to know when to get out the game. And that last match that he did wasn't exactly the best to go out on.
Andrade carried him in that match.
Yes.
Andrade carried him in that match.
Yes. That was not a good match to go out on. Look, if you would have taken that match with Shawn Michaels and been done, I would be cool with it.
And that was the plan. You know, Will, as I know, that was the plan. He had to go to Impact because, like I just said, he had ex-wives. He has to pay alimony. That's the only reason he signed with him. Yes, that match he had with Shawn Michaels was probably the greatest retirement match ever.
Oh yeah.
And then the way Shawn sold it at the end.
I love you. I'm sorry.
I love you. I'm sorry. Bam.
That is so known that you literally had, I can't remember who it was, someone on AEW say, "I hate you. I'm sorry."
It's true. I can't remember who it was.
I can't remember.
Yeah, he needs to retire.
You are right. I remember hearing that.
But he needs to. He just needs to retire. I mean, damn.
I would rather have Charlotte Flair reach 16 championship wins than have him wrestle again.
You need to go to court and redo all this alimony, because I'll be damn.
He passed out the last time. Didn't he say like his heart was messing with him or something?
No business in the damn ring. The man's 111.
He almost died in the fucking ring last time. What does he want to wrestle
Ricky
again?
Steamboat almost passed away his last match. Come on now. Almost passed away his last match. Come on now.
Well, you know more kind of about like child support and stuff like that than I do. I know child support, he's got no kids under 18, so he's not paying child support. Does alimony last the entire of the woman's life? Like, does it never end?
Unless you have something that stipulates that you pay money until you marry again. And you see a lot of that in courts. So that man doesn't have to pay alimony forever. The problem comes down to that these women never marry again.
He is married.
No, the
women. So they get paid until they get remarried. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
And that's how it works most of the time. So but these women get boyfriends, but they never remarry.
He's paying a shit ton of money.
And I've heard something like he pays like $4 or $5 million in alimony.
Yeah.
I believe that shit.
I mean, the way the money, you got to remember, there was a point in time that Ric Flair was one of the highest paid wrestler in the world. Like, he had money, but he's an alcoholic, which he still drinks a lot.
He's like 80. Why?
I just saw someone on Rogan's podcast talking about how he'll have 2 martinis first thing in the morning.
Oh my God.
I think Stacks had a glitch.
Poor Stacks.
He'll be back. So, yeah, I love you, Rick. You are one of the all-time GOATs in professional wrestling. And it would be a hard argument to not say that you're not on a Mount Rushmore.
Particularly here in the South.
Especially here in the South. Mm-hmm. But every time you get back in that ring to wrestle right now, you are just destroying what is a phenomenal legacy.
You see Hogan don't do it.
No, and Hogan is one of the most self-centered pieces of shit I've ever known.
I can't stand Hulk Hogan.
And I think some of that is people won't deal with Hulk Hogan anymore because of all the bullshit.
Well, you can go through a whole YouTube video out there debunking all his lies that he's ever told in his career. And he's just not someone you would want to. Plus, how many people has he put over in his career? He wrestled how many decades? You could count them on two hands. How many people he put over?
Probably one.
Count them on two hands. I give him props. He put over Lex Luger. I give him props on that.
He put over Lex Luger, but then beat him just a week later.
That's pettiness.
That's not really putting someone over, because you put him over just to squash him the next week.
But hey, Lex deserved that world title run.
I mean, he screwed Sting.
He deserved that world title. He deserved it.
He's look, if
you talking about Hogan, how bad Hogan is, how bad Lex turned out.
Oh, I mean, Lex is now a pastor.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and has anybody seen a recent picture of Lex?
But lead up to before his pastorship.
Lex Luger.
He was doing drugs, alcohol.
Yeah.
The one.
Yeah. That's what happens when That's what happens when you stop using steroids.
Oh my! He looks like.
But don't forget, Eastwood had a final stroke too. And that's what looks like that.
Wait a minute. Hold on. This is he looks like Clint Eastwood. Wait, hold on. I'll tell you. Okay, there you go. Look at this shit.
Yeah, man.
What is that?
That's legs.
That's Clint Eastwood.
But him and but you find out a lot afterwards with Lex because he's done some interviews since then. You find out how him and Nikita pulled off of best friends and things like that. You know, he may have turned out good. I'm not one to judge, but you know, yeah.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Don't do drugs. We're gonna get hooked up with it.
Well, except one. We're not gonna talk about that one.
Yeah, we know what you're talking about. You ain't getting nothing off FCC airwaves, sir.
Listen, it's a beautiful thing. Almost beautiful.
Guys, just give a heads up. Stacks is having some technical issues. Okay. Y'all are echoing pretty bad in his ears, so.
I hear it too. It doesn't bother me. But
you're hearing it too, Will?
I hear echo too. Yeah, let me do this.
Is it from me?
See, I was getting an echo. That's why I put on my headphones.
But yeah, I don't know if it's from me.
But anyway,
I kill echoing too.
I think it's kill. I think what it is it's picking up the talking of other people and then running it back through your mic.
So what unless I'm talking, I'm gonna go on mute.
I'm gonna rejoin. I'm gonna fix
it. But yeah, I think Rick is destroying his legacy, and he has a amazing legacy as it is, and there's nothing more that the man can do. I don't see why he insists on keep getting back in the ring.
There's nothing more he can do in his career. And I get it. It's in your blood. That's fine. Because you see all the wrestlers.
Then go support your daughter. Go support her husband. Man, become a manager in AEW. I don't give a fuck. If you want to be around it, there's other ways to be around it than instead of putting your 80-year-old body on the line.
But the younger wrestlers not give you that. Maybe Rick's probably about this. You tell Rick Flair when Rick won it.
Yeah. And I mean, Terry Funk did it till what? Last year?
Last year. Tony Atlas still wrestling. He old as next week.
But also, Tony Atlas is not an alcoholic.
This is true.
Tony Atlas has done a lot to keep his body very healthy.
This is true.
I mean, truly, Billy Gunn is not much younger than Ric Flair, and you see how good of shape Billy Gunn is in.
Yeah.
So, well, we're waiting for everyone to come back because we're all having technical issues tonight. But, Will, did you watch any Fastlane or watch any clips? We're about to move on to that. Did you see Yeet?
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry, that the Cody Rhodes Jey Uso press conference after they won was one of the greatest things I have ever seen. And that right there is what makes me think that Triple H is in somewhat of a heavy control.
Yeah, but I didn't understand though. Because me, you just killed Judgment Day.
Really?
With this, you just killed
I don't think so. I think they've been. I think they've been kind of slowly disbanding Judgment Day anyway. I think Judgment Day is on its last leg. Honestly, I think WWE after the Bloodline needs to give factions a little bit of a rest. Is that better, Stacks?
Yeah, now I'm good.
Will, say something. Make sure he's good.
Something.
Something.
It's better than it was. So we'll go with it.
It could just be StreamYard issues. Kill was having the same issue. Will's having the same issue. So it could just be StreamYard issues tonight.
All right.
But we moved on from Mr. Flair.
I want to go back real quick.
Okay.
The thing that bothers me with all of this is the fact that all this work you put into Judgment Day. It just feels like the air is being slowly let out of it.
So we moved on to Fastlane stacks, and we got to talking about Will thinks that they're killing Judgment Day, and I think personally they've been planning to disband Judgment Day for a while. They're just giving it kind of the slow burn.
Yeah, I mean, I would have to agree with the slow burn, Josie. I think for a while there, Dominic was hot, and that was great, especially with Rhea and all them. And now it's just it's kind of like Will said at the same time too. It's just slowly the air's slowly dying out of the balloon there.
All right.
It's like you're taking.
It's Josie.
It's Josie. It's like you're taking the Judgment Day, and like.
Sorry about that.
You're making like a bad example of them, because if you're gonna put the title on Priest, why are you messing around with it? Do it. If you're gonna do something with Rhea to get her back on track, do it. I just don't like the fact that Cody and Jay they have no build as a team.
No, yeah, but it works towards it but that works in the story that Jay and Rhodey have been in and Rhodes have been in for the last 3 months. Like,
but it also takes away. And I can't believe I'm the one who's saying this, because I'm the one who can't stand storyline. But it takes away from any type of decent, credible storyline you could have had with these two. I mean, you could have had Judgment Day win at Fastlane, drag this thing on out so those guys can get some build them up, and then go ahead and put the world title on them. The world title on them.
Here's just a random thought out of Josie's head. What if they're planning because Paul has been talking to Judgment Day. What if the Judgment Day and Bloodline combine?
Ooh, War Games.
True.
Yeah.
War Games is coming.
True.
It's confirmed.
True kill.
And you see your girl Rhea got the hots for your boy.
Jay, using that oosiness.
Wait,
Dom might be out the picture pretty soon. Mommy might be somebody else's mommy.
She's dropping Dom when he drops that title again. Dom's gone. Yep. When he drops that title again, Dom's gone.
I think he's out. Yeah. But that's the only thing that makes me mad, because spend all this time on I remember with Judgment Day first, we all loved Judgment Day when they first came together.
They didn't do anything with it.
And now
anything with
honestly, the kill for Judgment Day is when they had to take Edge out of it because Cody had gotten hurt.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And taking Edge out of it. Now, they did gain ground back. There was a point in time where I was enjoying the Judgment Day with Rhea and Dom and Priest and Balor.
It was like a 5-second thing, though, Joe.
It wasn't long. It didn't last
it was a 5-second
long.
thing. It was a 5-second thing.
I think Extreme Rules, when they concertoed Beth, was their greatest moment, personally.
Oh, absolutely.
I love that moment.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I hated the Judgment Day.
That was probably the highlight, Kill.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Well, okay. Josie had a point. Will, I'm going to disagree with you. Right? The reason why Cody and Jay have the tag titles is to get them over to SmackDown.
Yeah.
And I'm going with this. So they can challenge Jimmy and Roman going into Mania. That's the reason.
Jimmy and Solo.
Or Jimmy, yes, that.
Yep.
Because Roman's going to send them after Cody and Jay.
Yeah, that's true.
He's going to do it. Like, get the damn tag titles back. I want my stuff back. So I that's why I'm not irritated. I like it because that also adds tension with Sammy and KO. That adds a little bit of tension with other tag teams, and they work well together. So I don't mind it. Right?
Yeah,
Will?
I agree.
I see where you're coming with, Kill.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Now
It actually makes sense. What you look at that?
It's
WWE making sense.
You making
Kill,
sense.
did you just say that?
Yes, they make sense.
And I've heard a few people, and I think we brought this up on the show before. I've heard a few people saying, what if that briefcase that Damian is now carrying isn't valid, and Balor has the original case, and Balor cashes it.
Oh, wouldn't that be something?
That would be something.
That'd make it more of an interesting little plot twist there. Which that needs, especially with Judgment. Granted,
I'm gonna rename this pay-per-view. This ain't Fastlane. This is just the good feel moments, because that's all that happened in this whole damn pay-per-view. Good feel moments. That's all that happened.
Yeah, it was a bunch of good film. Did anybody watch Fastlane?
I saw clips.
No,
I saw clips of the winner, and I saw the winners and losers. And this whole thing is just good feel moments. That's all it is.
Josie, did you watch?
I did not. I was not. I had my daughter this week, and I was not able. But I think what I saw, the greatest moment of the pay-per-view, was the press conference between Jay and Cody. That was hilarious. It was so good. It was so funny. Jay just out there, yeet, yeet, yeet.
And then it carried over to, of course, we'll probably get into it, but of course it carried over into NXT last night. So
yes. So it was a typical WWE pay-per-view. So a couple of the things we wanted to discuss as far as WWE. How's everybody feeling about Seth Rollins' World Heavyweight title reign?
Getting stale.
Yeah, it is.
I'm just kind of like, eh.
And I saw something yesterday that's
not bad.
Yeah, I saw something yesterday that it's weird with Seth, because whenever he doesn't have the title, everybody wants him to win the title. But it's something like he always becomes stale very quickly when he's a champion.
I don't know if it's Seth or if it's the booking. I love Seth. He's my favorite member of the Shield.
I'm with you there, so. Yeah.
I don't want to blame Seth, because
I won't blame Seth. I won't blame Seth, because Seth is. There's a reason Seth was number 1 in PWI this year.
Yeah, he's carrying Raw. he's the reason why I even want to look at Raw, is because of Seth.
It's just booking. That's all this is. The one thing I will say though, yes, that his run has gotten stale, but the one good part is that Shinsuke's career is back, and that's the one good thing that I will say, that his career is back on track now. After being obscure for how long? So,
how do y'all feel about his next challenger, Drew, at Crown Jewel?
Finally, yes,
it's about time.
I think Drew is gonna turn heel. Yeah,
I like Drew.
I think it's gonna be fun.
Oh,
I like Drew.
Drew's losing, and he's gonna fucking lose it.
He's gonna lose it, and that's when you see the heel turn come.
He is going to. Man, he was going to go crazy when he loses.
I ain't never really been too crazy about Drew, because to me, Drew's nothing but a typical Vince McMahon big guy.
I've got to say, this WWE run has been way better for him than his original, and probably put him in the conversation for a Hall of Fame one day, in WWE's eyes.
I can see that.
I think this is a good match for Seth and Drew. It's a good match for Crown Jewel.
Little man, big man.
Yeah.
There's Goliath. Yeah.
I think the match will be good. I do.
The match will be great.
I could see a cash in on this match, honestly.
Will you give Priest the world title? Yes or no? Would you let him? Really?
Yes.
Why not?
Why not give it to him?
Yeah, why not?
Wait, what did you say, Kill?
What
would you give Priest the world title if he cashes in at Crown?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, why not?
Yes. Why not?
Honestly, to me, out of the Judgment Day, Priest is the hottest member right now, other than Dom, who's just
what they did in Puerto Rico, and the fact that sorry, Will, I didn't mean to cut you
You
off. But
good? Go ahead.
what they did in Puerto Rico, and then the fact that I just feel like they haven't done much with him since then. I mean, in that way, I'm kind of excited for it, to be honest.
Plus, you establish the fact that an older guy can do it, which leads to who? Which leads to who?
LA Knight.
Yep.
He is older than LA Knight. He is older.
Have you jumped on the LA Knight trade now, Will?
No, but
yes, he has.
But he needs something. He needs precedent to be set, and I think Priest will set that an older dude can get it done. An older dude can carry the main title to be that guy in Raw, and I think by Priest getting it, having a good long run, good booking, and then you switch it over to LA Knight, I think that'd be the best thing.
Will, you don't think LA deserves it?
I'm not gonna sit here and say that because LA Knight is over, but he's over. But
I think Will's biggest worry with LA is the same thing he'd worry about at Priest. It's the age.
Yeah, and the fact that you've seen him, not him, but you've seen him too often in the past. Because we all like the and things like that. But if you go back and look at LA Knight, really think about it for a second. How many guys you seen like LA Knight in a bunch of companies?
Oh yeah. Well, and Kevin Nash said that weeks ago. He's definitely is an Attitude Era clone, and LA will admit that too, to the fact that he does take from guys like Stone Cold and The Rock, but also I think wrestling has been and I think wrestling, especially WWE wrestling, has been missing that kind of character, and I think that's why he is so over.
And that's why I think he'll get at least one run, But he needs
one good run.
Yeah, but he needs somebody before him to be established that's in a similar situation. And Priest is right there.
Okay, I can see why you can give it. I want Seth versus Gunther at Mania.
I would love to see Priest then Damian hold the world, or I'm sorry, Priest then LA hold the world title. I'd be all right with that.
Yeah,
all right with that.
And then with LA being as popular as he is, it doesn't matter. You could put him with anyone at that point.
Here's my thing though. How long are we talking though? Because how long is LA gonna stay hot?
It won't stay hot forever. They're gonna have to pull the trigger eventually.
They gotta do something within the next few years. They gotta do something.
Oh, I would say in the next few months.
I was gonna say years. I don't know. I don't know if they have.
They gotta do something. They gotta do something because he's
the next 6 months
forever. Yeah, he's not gonna be able to hold this forever.
I thought they'd give him the U.S. Championship and have him beat Theory, but hey, they didn't do that.
Man, that's another thing that makes me sad. Like Theory was hot there too.
Theory, he was
to bed with that, and then shit to bed with that.
Well, and this kind of leads to the last thing I want to talk about with WWE. Well, actually, there's one other thing I want to talk about, but there's rumor going around that Endeavor has now put 100% creative control in Triple H's hands.
Good.
And I gotta say, in the last couple of weeks, I have seen more Triple H's fingers on things. The Dakota Kai match, how Shinsuke is now being taken seriously again, where he wasn't just a month ago. I honestly, the presser where Cody and Jay came out drunk, I don't think Vince would have ever allowed that.
Nope.
Hell no.
And so there are things I'm seeing that Vince is no longer have really any fingers in creative. However, we all know until Vince is fully gone, he will always have at least a little bit of pull in WWE.
Right now it's not even the original report came out that
that's what I read.
Had 99% and Vince had 1.
Yeah.
But I think the whole thing is funny because Vince didn't want to leave his family members the company. He didn't want them to have any power. He wanted to have all the power, but the minute he sells,
and now he sells.
His power down, baby.
Honestly, I think I what it looks like to me is Endeavor.
The lawsuit too. Yeah.
Well, and I think Endeavor had this planned all along. give him what he wanted, sign him in, and then get him out.
Yep.
And I think they are. I think they're going to put. I think before TKO is a year old, Vince has been pushed out.
I think Vince should have never have came back. His presence is a detriment to the product. He said in an Endeavor meeting that the WWE has plateaued after he retired.
Yeah, well, that's why he said he sold is because it plateaued. They're literally doing some of the biggest merch, most big ticket sales. Like they're in a growth that they haven't seen ever. They're making some more money than they've ever seen. That's a bold-faced lie. Bold-faced lie from a liar.
And we all know why Vince did it. Because he wanted
To
that
get
money.
control.
He wanted that money on the way out.
Well, yeah. It was the control and the money.
Yep.
Does Stephanie come back?
Hell no.
If he ends up not having any control or whatever.
If I were Endeavor, that's who I would be trying to get.
Yeah, I agree. Joseph.
Because her and Khan together as co-presidents, I think is a good. Because Khan's got the business side.
That's a powerhouse duo right there.
Yeah, Stephanie's got the wrestling side, and together they will make WWE a bigger powerhouse than they already are.
Yeah,
I heard everyone loves Stephanie. They adored her, man, because she was just so. She was a great leader, and when she left, I heard the talent was depressed when Vince came back, and that's sad.
Really bad.
The fuck Vince. He ruined Raw after Mania. He ruined Cody. The ending of Cody versus Roman. Yes, the ending sucks. Look what they're doing with Cody now. Cody versus Brock was ass. Like the Bloodline story is shit now. He needs to go. CM Punk was right. I know y'all don't like him, but CM Punk was right.
Fuck him and his ice cream bars.
Punk.
Damn it.
And if he comes back too, what a hypocrite.
I've heard multiple. I've seen multiple reports that they are not re-signing him. It's not happening.
They can say that, but you know.
I heard that the rumor getting around that he had already been signed, and Talent was pissed. Talent does not want him backstage.
But my thing is, what would you do with him? Who would want to work with him?
No one. No one wants to work with him.
Nobody. What's the point?
Somebody
you can't even bring this man back to work the Performance Center. You can't even bring him back for that.
I don't know about that, Will. I bet
you can't even bring him back for that. Because
I don't like him, Will, and you know that.
Because the young talent already knows how he is.
He'll be on his best behavior if he comes back to WWE. I know that for damn sure.
He would have to be.
I don't see that. I don't see it. I think he comes in the same way he did in AEW.
I think honestly though, I think WWE's desperate enough though.
No, they don't need him. They don't need Punk. They do not need CM Punk. They could if they want to get Punk, maybe just to stick it to AEW, they will do it. But they don't need Punk. They're good.
Yeah, but they're that petty.
Man, they'll be so petty with him. They'll sign him and send his ass home.
Yeah, put him on Raw. Talk shit about AEW. Go home. Bye.
Yep.
I would not be surprised if it
I don't want him in WWE. It's probably going to happen, but he needs to stay far away. He's a cancer and he's toxic as hell.
Hell yeah.
The locker room, no locker room need. Even Impact, no.
Oh no, I agree. I think I agree. He is toxic as hell, but at the same time, I mean, you know, when WWE's trying to,
when they're desperate enough, as they showed last night.
Very desperate, thirsty.
Look at last night. Look at what they had to do to try and compete with.
We're about to get into that. The last thing I really wanted to talk about before we get into that is Kill put it on our lineup sheet. The status of the AEW and WWE women's division. I mean, WWE's women's division has been garbage for years, and the one thing I like about Triple H is I think he believes in women's wrestling, and he will book it better. But I've got to wait and see on that. Yeah, I think the AEW women's division is starting to get back on track.
Well, we got
I
a new
agree,
champion
Josie.
over there now.
You've been saying it for weeks, Josie. You've been saying it for weeks, and I agree with you 100%.
Plus, we
I
got a new
think
champion.
Which people, I wanted
that
to,
we'll talk about. That we'll talk
yeah,
about. But
we're going to talk about that in
yeah,
just a second.
yeah.
But yeah, I think AEW's women's division is starting to get back on track. I know
They
Britt.
won 11 minutes last night, guys. 11 minutes.
Yeah,
Good.
I know
11.
Britt is asked for some time off, so she's taking a little time off, which is great. She hasn't had time off since the company started, other than her injury.
And you probably take care of Adam too.
And yeah, Adam's about to have. I heard Adam is probably going to be out for months.
I hope it's a work. I hope it's a work.
I'm hoping.
So that surgery's real then?
Yeah, I'm really hoping it's a work, and that the 4 dudes in the mask are Adam, Roddy, and the Kingdom.
Yeah, we don't need Adam Cole out for the rest of the anytime soon. He needs to be on TV.
God, that's the outside of Christian Cage. That's the best thing going right now on AEW.
Yeah, I love that story.
I think AEW. I honestly believe AEW is on an uptick in the last couple of weeks since All In, All Out, and everything that happened. The programming has been getting better.
They're learning, Josie.
Collision last Saturday was really good. Dynamite last. Oh my God, they're so good. I'm ready to see Samoa Joe as world champion.
Oh, I got chills thinking about that.
And I honestly, you don't like it, Will? You don't think?
No,
he's had a.
I just don't. I personally just don't get chills about other dudes, but I see where you're coming from.
Hey, you ain't rock hard.
Rock on, baby.
I love Juice, by the way. So fucking amazing.
Oh, we're gonna talk about Juice because these people have it.
But I will say Samoa Joe deserves it. I will say that.
Yeah, I think Samoa Joe deserves it. He struggled in WWE, and I don't think if he'd stayed in WWE, you'd never see him wrestle again. Yeah. And now here he is. He's resurgenced in AEW. He's been the ROH TV champion for almost a year now. And I would love to see him have an AEW title run. I would really like to see.
Did you guys see that picture that got posted with Edge, Daniel Bryan, and Saraya Knight?
Yeah, it was a beautiful picture, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. 10 years ago, I would never have thought that would ever happen again.
Keep fighting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Beautiful.
That's such a heartwarming picture. Literally 3 people who's told their careers over, and here they are, basically top stars in another company.
Man, you see, now that gives me chills, Will. You can't say nothing about that. That's some beautiful shit right there.
That should give you chills.
That's beautiful.
This situation and the way everything was handled gives me chills. You up here talking about one dude gives you chills. Nah, cuz.
In a good way, Will.
Ain't going out like that, cuz.
You mean to tell me when Cody beats Roman, you won't get chills all across your body, all the way into your damn testicles? You won't get that?
No.
Oh, okay. We'll see.
I'll be happy to see Roman go bye-bye as champion, but I ain't getting chills over that.
Track this down. October 11th, all right? When Cody beats Roman.
I'm not getting chills.
Okay, we'll see.
Will's not the type that's going to get goosies over a match.
Wow.
It's a good match. If it's a good match, awesome. Bad match, I'll call it. Terrible match, good match, I'll call it. But
Oh, did you get chills over last night's war, Tuesday Night War? Did you get chills over that?
No.
How desperate WWE was?
All right,
Avengers.
I thought it was funny when Taker came down, but we'll talk about it in a sec.
Well, actually, we're gonna go ahead and move into that.
Okay. I thought it was funny when Taker came down and did his thing. But other than that,
last night you had NXT versus AEW on Tuesday nights. This always happens once a year when the NHL is about to kick off. And this is actually the first time NXT has actually beaten AEW when this happens. And what did they have to do it? They had to have Seth and Dom and Rhea and
You sound like you're mad about this.
There ain't nothing to be mad about.
Does
There
this
ain't nothing to
upset
be
you,
mad about.
Josie?
He's just spitting.
No.
She's just
Oh,
spitting
okay.
facts.
No, he's not mad. He's just saying
I
his
just want to be
bullshit.
sure.
Josie said what they had to do to get it that way.
Yeah, John Cena,
Continue,
Seth
Josie.
Rollins, Dom, Rhea, LA Knight, and then yes, in the overrun, you
That
had
was
to
a Monday
have.
Night Raw.
You had Paul Heyman.
That was
too.
the no. Kill said it best. Kill said it best. It was a Raw after Mania. That's what it was.
And then you had
Wasn't
Paul Heyman too. Don't forget Paul Heyman. He was out there for a second.
He was going. It wasn't a developmental show. It was a fucking Raw Super Show taking place in Saudi Arabia. That's what it was.
This is the thing. Like, yes, did NXT beat AEW? Yes, they did. 9,000 to 6,000, or 900,000 to 6,000. But AEW show was a typical AEW show. That was not a typical NXT show.
Nope.
If they didn't load that showed up legends and
They'd have
superstar
lost.
Cody
They'd have
Rhodes, by the
lost.
way, Cody
They'd have
Rhodes.
Oh yeah,
Cody was on the show.
I can't believe Cody agreed to that.
I'm
really.
sorry. They opened the show with Cody.
No.
Not only that, I watched the first 30 so minutes. I mean, granted, I know it's WWE and whatnot, but all promos. You watch AEW, we got into wrestling right away, as always.
They did the first 30 minutes commercial free, and literally 25 minutes of that was Cody talking, and then they go into that.
But why does it make you upset that Cody was there?
I don't know. It doesn't make me upset.
I
It just surprises me that he agreed to it.
It's a middle finger to AEW, pretty much.
Yeah.
It is. That's why they did it. I mean, of course.
Here's your boy. He's opening the show, talking for 25 minutes.
Not just opening the show. He was the guest GM last night.
Oh, he was. I forgot about that. Bro, oh my God.
Your boy, hey, Josie, your boy was out there last night too.
LA Knight? Yeah.
No.
Who?
Booker was out there last night.
Oh yeah, I know. That's one of the reasons I watched.
I had to mute my TV.
I had the volume. Booker. I had the volume on AEW and I had NXT muted because I didn't want to listen to Booker.
All the way down. I started watching that tonight, Will, and I thought of you, and I turned it all the way down.
All right now. That's right.
Has got to know.
Just me. Like, what the fuck is he? I hate his voice.
I'll be right back.
Man, even Taker was out there trying to tell him to shut up.
No bread, no water, just me. Like, what's the
Shucky Ducky, baby.
Shucky Ducky, quack, quack. Roxanne Perez, bend over.
Nothing but a chicken wing on the
string. That's so good, though.
No, Will, Roxanne Perez, bend over. Like,
that's so fucking good.
It hurts my throat. That's what. No, I don't like Booker's voice hurts my fucking throat.
Yeah, it's kind of dry. It's kind of a dry type voice, man.
I hate that.
Chicken wing.
No, Booker,
sucker.
I don't think Booker probably has ever smoked a cigarette, but he sounds like he smoked a pack a day for his entire life.
Oh, 1,000%.
But the thing about it, though, here's the thing that makes me mad. It's like two different Bookers, because when you listen to his podcast, or he cut promo reality of wrestling,
more normal. It's
completely different.
Yes, because WWE wants him to play that gimmick that he's always played.
Why? Like Black Snow from TNA?
Wait. Hey! He could be bringing back the African accent. Will he could be bringing back that?
No.
Hey, Kill. After that, guess what?
You just made the list.
Hey, hold up. Hey, I got the list right here. I'm the one with the list. He sounds like He sounds like Black Snow. I'm sorry.
Yep.
It's Black. Yep. I call him Black Snow. That's what I actually call him.
Black Snow.
I hate his voice. I can't stand it. I looked at NXT Josie and I just watched clips on Twitter. I couldn't do it.
I love the man. I love his career. One of the few people to get over everywhere he's been. But commentary for the E is a different ball game. Not everybody can do it.
Yep.
And it's like you don't need to be doing it.
We've said it since I started this show. I mean, you can't always just be up here all the time. You know, you can't always be up there all the time.
You gotta come down and lower that thing down somewhat.
Yep, absolutely, and work your way up to it when the match calls for it.
Yep,
it's just something he's not good at.
Well, at least the only good thing is that he brought Roxanne to NXT. That's the only good thing he did.
Yes,
I like Roxanne. I love me some Roxanne.
She's pretty.
In ring, and other reasons, but in ring too.
Yes,
he sucks.
She can go. She's small, but she can go.
She's not ready yet for the main roster.
No,
I don't think 2 years. I think she'll be ready in 2 years.
Yeah, that's fair.
She's also got to get. She also got to get over this quick girl gimmick.
Who are we talking about?
Roxanne Perez.
She's so bland.
You need to get over this little good girl gimmick. That's
now Will on NXT, they're now billing her as the prodigy Roxanne Perez.
That's even worse.
She needs to go heel. She needs to turn heel. She needs an edge. Good in ring, but
why are we bringing back the nickname? Why are we bringing back the
prodigy? Hi, Josie. How are you?
Dirty Dom.
Hi, Stacks. How are you, Stacks?
And she gets her ass beat. Her ass beat and gets up.
I try my best, everybody. I just couldn't get it.
I can't stay. I'm sorry. I hate pure, just dumb baby face. Like your girl, Raquel Rodriguez Gonzalez.
You mean Raquel Rodriguez Gonzalez Strowman?
Terrible, man.
Oh God,
that's a female Lex Luger right there. All stiff as hell.
Hey, Josie, I'm curious. What do we think about the man formerly known as Brian Pillman Jr.?
I don't like it.
What's his name?
How come he can't keep his name?
Well, the name they gave him
doesn't want to.
Yeah, and the name they gave him, Will, is off of Pillman's original name, which was his two sisters' names put together. So it's still iconic to his father, but
What's his new name?
I wanted it's like Lex
King.
Lex King.
Lex and King has to do with his it's actually, from what I heard, it's his mom before she got married. It was like maybe her maiden name or something like that.
Lex King.
And the Lex is for his sister.
I ain't feeling it. He ain't nowhere near bad as James. That's Jade's, but
she's keeping her name.
Yeah, but I heard the only reason
the booking.
Yes, it will come down to the booking.
How they book him.
And honestly, I love Brian Pillman Jr. I think he's an amazing talent. I wanted him to get over in AEW so badly.
Yeah.
But it's going to be on how they book him.
Yeah.
And I did hear the only reason Jade got to keep her name is because she fought for it.
Good. Thank God.
Thank God. You giving yourself half a chance.
And if she could keep her theme too, I like that as well.
That won't happen. That's an AEW original.
That's good on AEW though. That's gotta make them feel good though. The fact that they can work like that, because otherwise Vince would be petty and they wouldn't get to keep their name.
But Def Rebel's going to give her a shitty theme.
I do like the fact I do like the pop she got though when she came out the limo like that and that pink.
Oh, for sure.
Yes, sir.
But I don't know why she dressed
that was such a typical WWE attire though for a woman.
She didn't need it.
No, she didn't.
Yeah, she's just going to meet Shawn Michaels.
So typical though.
Like Shawn Michaels
you
you
gotta get the clicks on.
And I'm still not sure. You got to remember, she was on Fastlane and on NXT. She could still start on the main roster. Just because they had her on NXT doesn't mean she's going to be on NXT.
Yeah, no, I agree, Josie. I think they're going to fuck her up royally.
NXT, please. Still. She's on the right brand.
Jade versus Nikita.
Ooh,
get that thing done.
Nikita needs to come back.
Isn't she healed?
She should be by now.
She's the one to dethrone Becky Lynch. We all know that. Nikita's the one.
Yep.
Put the title on her. Please? I will watch NXT every week.
Can we get Becky off NXT?
Well, okay.
She wasn't even on it last night.
She's the world champion, and she's on her red band where she's the world. and the NXT World Women's Championship is represented more than the Women's Raw Champion.
Yep.
It makes no sense to me.
How sad is that?
I don't like my brain. Like my brain. The only good thing is that we saw the entire women's roster vying for the NXT Championship on Raw. That's the only good thing. It gives more screen time. Yeah, because to boost the ratings for NXT, that's why. She doesn't need it.
I want NXT to be used like a developmental brand, how it was originally used. When it was black and gold, how it's supposed to be used.
But Josie, you know what's killing that right now?
They don't have anybody good.
A, they don't have any good talent, and B, it's still drawing money.
Yeah.
It's still profitable. Despite that lazy ass roster, it's still profitable. That's why it won't change.
And they're trying to get a new TV deal too. So they're trying to load that fucking show up.
Yep. That's why
real quick, mentioning that, everybody heard that SmackDown will be leaving Fox and going back to USA.
Can I ask a question? What sense does that make?
It does.
From what I've heard, it wasn't WWE's choice. Fox did want him back because the numbers haven't been what they promised.
Well,
if it's not good, so here's my thing. You already had a decade-long relationship with USA. You leave to go to Fox. You're not getting the numbers you want on Fox. You're going to go to USA, and what's going to happen?
You're not going to get them there either.
You're not going to get them there either.
Yeah.
Keep SmackDown on Fox, and please keep it on Friday, and please don't make it 3 hours. That's my
don't make SmackDown 3 hours.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Oh man. I want to get into more and talk about what AEW did last night. But real quick, I do want to bring this up because I saw this today. I saw someone make a list on one of my wrestling sites of all the things that AEW needs to do to revive their product. And I can't remember all the things, but I know one of the things was bring in Ronda fucking Rousey. Fuck you.
Oh my God.
Fuck you.
Who wrote that list, first of all?
I'm sorry. There were a couple of good ideas on there, like make Sting head of creative. I think that's a great idea.
Okay.
But
Ronda Rousey?
But Ronda, that one right there made me just say, "Oh, fuck you, you're stupid."
Yeah.
Ronda Rousey.
She puts me to sleep.
Yeah, you better off
Has he even watched WWE product in the last 5 years?
Shayna is better than freaking Ronda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I looked at the comments. One of the people said that instead of Sting, they ought to bring in Jim Cornette, and I was like, I'll stop watching. I'll stop watching.
Josie, you know how many Jim Cornette shirts I saw last night at the AEW show? A little bit more than I thought I would, or be wanted to.
You have to understand the one thing about Jim Cornette. Is he a slime ball? Yes.
Yes. Is he a cuck? Yes.
About Jim Cornette, he still has fans. And why does he have fans? Because he still talks about the old days.
Well, and because
territory days.
Jim
still love him.
And it's also Jim Cornette has turned into a wrestling shock jock. That's what he is. He's a wrestling shock jock. He just
like Bischoff.
Bischoff's just as bad.
Yep.
But that's all they are now. They're wrestling shock jocks. They just look for what's going to be shocking to their fans, and that's it.
Yep.
All right, so Stacks, I'm going to let you start this off. Since you were there, how was AEW last night? What did you think as a fan in the crowd?
Yeah, AEW last night. Actually, I thought, for the
which I saw you on TV, by the way, a couple of times.
Yeah, that's what you said. I'm gonna have to go back just to peek at it and
that's
see.
So fucking cool, man.
But yeah, no. Overall, I thought the show was relatively pretty good, honestly. The other half of the arena, that from where I didn't sit.
Was it empty, or was it just the hard cam that was empty?
Yeah, the hard cam, and then there was like a couple other sections that didn't have anybody in them. But then the remainder of that other half of this, or that other side of the ring, had people in it.
What people don't realize too with that is when you're buying tickets for wrestling shows, most people want to sit on the hard cam side.
Absolutely, they do. Absolutely. Yeah, and so overall, I thought Kansas City showed out. I thought I don't know what it felt like watching on TV. But
I will say, as someone who watched the whole show, I loved it. I thought it was an amazing Dynamite.
Yeah,
I thought it was a great Dynamite. This Swerve and Hangman amazing match.
Banger.
Or no, I'm sorry, not Swerve and Hangman. Swerve and Danielson.
That was pay-per-view caliber, Josie.
Yeah,
that was pay-per-view caliber.
Hangman and Jay White.
Yep.
Freaking banger.
Banger. The only one that I was a little disappointed about, and unfortunately I missed it because I had a couple tall boys in me by that point, and I
had to go pee.
That was that Orange Cassidy match. By the time I got back to the bathroom, I was in there for like maybe 5 minutes just waiting in line, and by the time I got back, that shit was over. So I wouldn't have minded if that was a little bit longer.
Honestly, I think Phoenix is hurt, like actually hurt.
Absolutely no.
But I think they did.
I was gonna text that in the group chat last
I don't think they wanted to just pull the title off of him, so he agreed to do one match and drop it. And I think that was supposed to be to Moxley. And then Moxley wasn't cleared from his concussion, so they put it back on Orange. And I gotta say, I don't.
Last night, Josie, about Mox. When I texted that in the group chat, was that on social media or?
They had said it on TV at that point. They had said it on TV at that point.
Oh, okay, got it.
And I don't hate this because Orange was an amazing international champion.
Yeah,
he was an amazing.
I don't hate it either. I think the only one that I had qualms with all night was that women's match.
How do we feel about Shida winning?
I didn't like it. Why?
Tony should have been the one to beat her.
I thought we were building to Tony Storm taking off Saraya.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
That's what I thought. And
I love Shida. I do, and I'm ecstatic that she's the first three-time champion.
I thought they did a good match.
It was a good match.
I thought that they did. It was a good match. But at the end, I thought, man, just based on the storyline they got going on right now, I thought they'd have Tony take it off Saraya.
But let me ask this. Let me ask this because people get pushes for various reasons, and no one can sit here and say Shida hasn't been a good hand.
Oh, she's been a great hand for AEW.
No one can say she hasn't been a great hand. And if you wanted to make that case of Tony Storm getting it back outside of Saraya, who else would you rather Tony Storm take it from?
I think Shida dropped it.
For storyline purposes, I thought it should have been Saraya.
I think Shida drops it to Soho, and Soho takes it, and Soho will drop it to Tony Storm.
Soho drops it to Tony. Yeah, that's fair.
And I heard Tony's trying to build a stable.
Yeah, I heard Tony's looking at building a stable.
I love Tony.
Oh my God, is some of the greatest character work I've seen in a decade. Those silent films that they show. So you saw them probably on the big screen stacks, but for us, they showed them during picture in picture, and they had me.
I don't know. It was an interesting, like, granted, since it was in picture in picture and during commercial, and I didn't realize that until after the fact last night. But it was interesting mixed reaction, honestly, to those videos. So, some people liked them, and some people were like, I could tell, and maybe they just had to go get another beer or whatever. But a lot of people kind of left in between those, to be honest.
Yeah, and I understand that. Oh, well, I get that. Most people do during video packages at a show.
And not only that, I had a lot of people in my section looking on their phone and were kind of disinterested. And then you had others that were really into it and they were like, "Yeah, this is fucking sweet."
I thought they were hilarious.
Yeah,
I thought they were hilarious.
I thought it was something different, and it plays into the character. It plays into the character well. So good on AEW for that. And then, and then right around that match with Saraya and them, she came into the ring and and brought the heel or brought the stilettos out, and it played
Chin
perfectly
up,
into it.
tits out, and watch for the shoe.
Absolutely.
Tits out. I love.
No, I'm actually working on an outfit for a drag show that I'm stage managing, and I somehow want to work in chin up, tits out,
and watch for the shoe.
And watch for the shoe.
You gotta get like a fucking pointy ass high heel. You gotta get like a pointy ass high
heel. So there's another thing from last night's AEW I wanted to talk about. There's some drama going on about the Bullet Club Gold promo.
I was gonna mention that real quick. So
of Rock Hard.
In all honesty, though, real quick. In all honesty, it was hard to hear what Juice had
Rock Hard was saying.
Promo. Yeah, it was hard to hear that.
So he didn't say anything wrong. People have issue with him having the quarters and and threatening after MJF's made all these comments about his issue with bullies before and things like that. And like, I get why some people might be a little upset over this, but guys, it's fucking wrestling. This is what they do. They take out of the real world and they bring it in and they make it, they blow it out of proportion. Like, and also Juice that's kind of Juice's thing. He's been known to hit people with quarters before.
Definitely. Oh shoot.
So I saw a TikTok today of a guy just trashing AEW and Tony Khan for it. Just trashing them.
Well, it's his opinion.
It's his opinion. Yeah. I didn't see anything to get all butthurt over.
Right.
MJF is okay with it.
MJF came out in a tweet and said he's okay with it.
Yeah, he's fine. He's Jewish,
which is probably the first time that man has ever broken character. Ever.
It's Juice's shtick to beat the shit out of people with quarters.
Yes, with quarters. He's been doing that in Japan for years.
Is it poorly timed? Yeah, you could say.
Yeah, I get it. It's kind of poorly timed with what's going on in the media right now.
But it's not malicious.
But also, Kill, you were on mute. This is what wrestling does. They take from what's going on in the real world.
Yeah.
And they put it in the story. And they I can't think of the word, but they make it ridiculous. They make it ridiculous.
Yeah, I think it's it's just some haters just trying to hate on AEW.
Oh my God. Kill, we've got to do our weekly rant right here and now and talk about the IWC. Because I tell you, with the battle going on this week, the IWC has been in full fucking force. Like, they have been out. I don't understand why people just can't enjoy it as wrestling. I don't understand these people that still want to see AEW fail. Like, I just don't get it.
It's tribalism. They
Kill more and more. And Will, you might have something to say. The more and more I see it and I watch it and hear people say that AEW has no storylines, they don't build characters and things like that, I'm like, are we watching the same show? Because the stories on AEW are getting really good. The Bullet Club MJF story is great.
They're killing right now.
Tony Storm.
But you have to look at the fact that
Cage.
A lot of these
Christian Cage.
But you have to understand a lot of these IWC fans are us. And you have to understand that they only know one thing, and that's WWE. And a lot of these guys a lot of LWC are not willing to.
You said aren't us? Yeah.
Well, yeah, they're not used to
where they don't watch different programming.
Exactly.
Yeah,
we all watch different programs. Some we like, some we don't. But we watch different programs. We take it all in. A lot of these guys are just looking at WWE and
Will, you and I have said this for years on these shows. They're not wrestling fans. They're WWE fans.
They're sports entertainment.
They're sports entertainment fans, to even take it a step further. That's all they know. That's all they want to know. And I'm sorry, WWE is not pro wrestling. And I feel more and more like with the Shida match last night. If you look...
I saw that match. That was a good match.
It was a great match. But you have to go in with the title change. You have to look at that match and that card as a boxing card. It's just a great fucking match. And because they want you, what AEW wants is for you. Oh, sorry, Stacks. Is for you to believe that this is a real fight and anybody can win on any given night. Exactly. And they do that well. And this goes back to what I was saying. What I think it almost comes down to, and I was talking to a friend about this yesterday who's not a wrestling fan at all, and they said the same thing. It's that AEW programming, you have to be a little bit more intelligent to get the storyline.
Yeah, you do.
To get the character breakdown, to get all that stuff, because it's more not in your face. I can't think of the word. It's not being thrown right at you like the WWE does. WWE is made. Thank you, Stacks.
Yep.
WWE is made for a child.
Yep.
Lots of colors, lots of graphics, lots of pop and bang and boom. AEW is made for adults. And I hate to call people stupid by saying that you need to be intelligent to watch AEW. It's probably not the right word, but you just have to get the nuance of pro wrestling. And you got to remember, WWE is about the only person or only wrestling company that does a soap opera style wrestling show. More wrestling is like what you see with AEW. That's what New Japan does. That's what MLW does. Because you don't have the time frame to build storylines when you're an independent show only doing a show once or twice a month.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah,
that's fair.
Well spoken.
Sorry, excuse my rant.
No, it was
that was one of our
that needed to occur though, Josie.
That hasn't happened for a long time. I haven't ranted like that in a long time.
People are just out of pocket with this whole thing.
I don't get this hatred on and I don't get it on the other side either. I don't hate WWE. I would love to watch WWE. I can't watch WWE.
Yep, I agree.
I can watch both.
It's just, I just find it dumb and corny, and it makes me. Honestly, Will, we've talked about this. I have a really bad secondary awkwardness, and WWE constantly triggers that. Constantly, and so I want to watch WWE, and sometimes I will force myself. I will probably watch Crown Jewel.
Yeah.
Just because I can for free, and it's usually one of their better pay-per-views because they do it for that Saudi blood money.
Yeah. Just because I can for free. So.
I mean, Will still hasn't canceled Peacock, so.
Yeah.
It's coming. It's coming.
I keep going on there every once in a while.
It's coming.
Well, you said that for
it's coming because I got some stuff coming up that I need that money for. So
I keep going on there expecting it to be shut off, and it hasn't. Will, have you been on Paramount Plus lately?
Yes.
Have you noticed I changed your name 2 months ago?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You did that.
Just because I found it funny?
You did that.
What? What is
I
it?
went on there to watch Wildin' Out and I saw that. I said, what is this joker doing?
Just because I found it funny. I mean, you've never had friends you shared accounts with that would fuck with your name?
No.
Oh, well, no. I am that friend. I am that friend.
Josie says, I am that.
I am that
friend. But all in all, to kind of close this out, because we're running over, but to kind of close all this out, all in all, AEW was the better programming last night, by far.
Yeah.
There was no story. Y'all want to break down stories. There was no stories or anything going on in NXT last night. It was literally just superstars popping up.
No. And the sad part is the consistency of just the whole kit and caboodle, the whole shebang in NXT. That's not going to stay consistent. They're going to eventually fall back down, and there'll be a couple good matches here and there, obviously, with Braun Breaker and those boys, and then it'll be right where it always is.
Yep. One last thing we have to talk about. I'm glad Kill's back for this. So, Will, if you need to jump off, we could close it out.
No, go ahead. I'm here. Go ahead.
Okay. So because this might go a little bit because it's a conversation.
Oh, Lord.
The rated R.
Well, let me get out of here, Dan. I'm hollering out next week.
All right, buddy.
See you, Will.
I will.
All right. So the rated R superstar Adam Copeland debuted last night. This is why I am jealous of you, Stat. You got to see this man debut in his first match in AEW. Yeah. It was a banger of a fucking match and had a badass ending.
Yeah, it really did. Again, Christian Cage coming on clutch.
Oh my God.
Setting up the whole entire match. Get the sheets ready. Daddy's coming, girls. Get the sheets ready.
Promo.
Oh, it was amazing. It set it up. That crowd was hype as fuck. Oh man, we were ready for it. Granted, I think I don't know. I might be speaking out of pocket here, but I went with a friend that doesn't really watch much WWE or AEW that often. And he was like, "Man, I really expected Edge to, do more and not just be towards the end." And I had to tell him, well, this is the kind of storyline that they're trying to build a little bit to make Luchasaurus a little bit more dominant.
The hell is the Luchasaurus?
For the long term. So, but anyway, yeah, no, it was a hell of a match, and it got a hell of a pop at the end too. So
yeah, that ending was fucking chaos.
Yeah,
it was chaos.
I want to say Dynamite has been incredible this week and last week.
The last two. Well, they had to be. They had to be. You had the 4-year anniversary, and then you had this like. That's what I say. Like the meat and potatoes of Dynamite is just so good. I would say for about the last month, they've been really good. Collision is also getting back on track. I was going to watch Rampage this week, and I just chose not to.
Oh, Josie. Yeah, go ahead.
Are you about to have spoilers, Stacks?
No, I won't have spoilers. I would just say it was kind of cool. We didn't stay for the
okay, because I haven't decided on this week. So from what you saw, should I watch it this week?
Well, I'll be honest with you, Josie. We just saw the first match of Rampage, which was
okay. Give me the match.
Yeah. It was the trios match. It was the Hardys, and then we had our boy. What's his nut from the JS? What's his nut? I can't think of his name.
Daddy Magic.
Yeah, Daddy Magic and
you know what gets my
nipples? Yeah, and Daniel Garcia and all that. So so it was a good match, honestly. Or it was okay, I guess. The Hardys really didn't wrestle that much. Of course, that's really wasn't expected.
I mean, you also got
Yeah.
Remember, these guys are getting old. Edge is old.
They are.
Matt is old. Jeff is old.
They are. No, they absolutely are.
There's a reason Christian only wrestles a match every few weeks.
No, for sure. Well, but that's the thing. That's the golden thing with Christian, though, is he doesn't need to wrestle like.
No,
that.
not right now.
Yeah,
He's got. Oh my God,
he's
man!
got it on the
WWE. He said it last night, and it actually got me thinking.
He did say it.
What? Yeah. Okay, so here's. Oh, I wish Kill was here. I want him here for this one. God damn it! Let's do a what if real quick.
Okay.
If let's turn the tables, and Christian gets a big push. Let's say they both get pushed. For the sake of this argument, let's say they both get pushed.
But Christian goes further? Is that
Who goes further? Would Edge still have the 7 year? Would Christian surpass Edge?
Yes, I do. Do you? I do.
I don't know. I have been thinking about this for over 24 hours, and I can't honestly tell you because Edge has had a Hall of Fame career. No argument. No argument. 7-time world champion. And this is what I also have to think about with Edge. Had he not had to retire because of his neck?
Well, we don't know exactly. Yeah, what else?
Yeah, what could have been there?
Added to that? Yeah, what could have added to that already? Yeah.
But on the other side, every other company that Christian has been in, he has been a top guy.
Oh, that Impact run, that was that was some amazing stuff.
It's so good. I go back and look at that, and I'm just like,
Josie.
Why? And then WWE brings it back, and they don't use it.
Imagine that. We're seeing that current day too.
The other thing is, I loved Christian back in the day with his peeps when he would do the thing.
Oh fuck yeah!
I love that.
I loved it. Yes.
That was one of the first times. That was one of the first times I remember WWE ignoring a fan reaction, just refusing to push this man, and he was so over.
So over. Yeah, it was LA Knight type stuff. If we're comparing to current day.
Yeah.
And it was honestly, I don't know. It is right. I mean, it is. You're kind of on the fence, right, Josie? Because you want to think, okay, maybe it would be Christian, but then at the same time, we don't know what Edge would.
We don't know what Edge would. Yeah, I'm trying to think on both of them having like a 20+ year career.
Healthy. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. To me, I think one thing you can say about, I mean, not that Edge can't do it either, but I guess we just didn't really have the chance to see it all that much. But Christian can find ways to reinvent himself to stay relevant.
Oh yeah, he is good. He's got Jericho skill on the reinventing himself to stay relevant.
And I think in that facet, I don't know. To me, I think that kind of pushes him over the edge a little bit. From that
could have been a GOAT.
Yes, 1,000%. 1,000%. Like, could you imagine? Like, fast forward, if AEW would have started out, and instead of bringing, let's say Christian does get that push in WWE, like, and then AEW starts up, and then AEW brings in, let's say they bring in Christian rather than Chris Jericho. I mean, we're looking at Christian, like, let's just say that, like, just what would that look like, now? I mean, yeah, you're right. I don't know. I think he can elevate a brand by himself. It's crazy.
Yeah, I've often wondered, and this would be a discussion for a different show because we could go deep into this, but I have often wondered what could be had AEW started 10 years ago or 10 years prior to when it did.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. No, that too. Yeah, I think I think we'd be on a whole different level of, because I think we'd be on a whole nother level are they better than WWE if this started 10 years ago?
Well, I think that is going to do it for this tonight's episode of Fight Night.
Josie, we should keep that in our back pocket because I want to hear what Will and Kill have to say about.
I actually,
Edge. Or did you pose that in the chat?
I have not posed that in the chat.
Yeah.
But I would like to talk to them about that. We could bring that back up next week for sure.
Yeah. Towards the end or something. Yeah.
I got something I want to run by you when we get out of here real quick, though.
Okay, cool.
All right, guys, that is going to do it for tonight's episode. Thank y'all for joining us, and make sure to tune in next week for another episode of Fight Night.
Fight Night.
Fight Night. We out.
Peace. Make sure y'all